violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
A young woman was walking to a local coffee shop when she was stabbed in the head with gardening shears.
Damn.
And police say a homeless man is responsible.
KTLA's Chris Wolf spoke with the victim's mother on how this violent assault is impacting their family in a story you'll see.
And guys, I've told you that these homeless super gremlins are seriously on demon time, and they're going crazy on regular civilians. To get stabbed in the head with gardening shears is insane. It's absolutely insane. And the problem is the civilians don't really have any major outrage for this.
See only on 5.
Good evening. The victim is Kyli Watts. She is a survivor. She's here at Cedars-Sinai. Her psychological injuries may take longer to heal than her physical ones, but her mother is at her bedside and shares the story with us tonight. She explains that anger is not a part of it.
It could have been catastrophic.
A brutal attack caught on security footage shows a man lash out at a woman walking along Lancashire Boulevard in North Hollywood Monday morning, October 10th. What the video doesn't show, the man plunged what is described as gardening shears with 4-inch blades into the back of her head, an inch and a half deep. She staggered into a nearby cafe for help, apparently not realizing the gravity of the situation, and immediately called her mother, a psychiatric nurse in North Carolina.
She should have called the police, not Ma Dukes.
The victim is 24-year-old Kyli Watts. Her mother is Amy Watts.
She suffered a traumatic brain injury. The object remained lodged in her skull throughout the entire process. So she FaceTimed me within a minute or two of this event happening.
Kyli is a traveling tech recruiter who hires data scientists. The COVID pandemic, though, took a toll on her job and health insurance. The recent arrival to Southern California had only been in LA 2 weeks prior to the attack.
Wow, so she only been in LA 2 weeks, and the police commissioner basically said that they can't protect you. And I mean, I don't know if these women don't watch the news, but LA is a place where people are mass exiting, not entering. So I don't know why she would move to LA. It's kind of a dumb move.
Police have arrested 30-year-old Jonathan Cole in connection with the stabbing. He is described as homeless and faces charges of attempted murder.
That's all? He's just described as homeless? Man, they are holding back these descriptions for sure.
And assault with a deadly weapon.
She went straight into surgery. She had an emergency craniotomy. They removed the foreign object as well as multiple bone fragments that were a result of the blunt force trauma. I'm very lucky that my baby's alive right now. Very lucky.
Amy Watts is well aware of the violent crime wave, which seems to be building in Southern California, including several recent unprovoked attacks by homeless people against unsuspecting victims. But this mother wants to deliver an important message from her family.
There is no ill regard toward this human. No anger, no bad feelings.
No ill will, you say. I mean, these are the woke leftist glider women who are enabling these super gremlins on demon time.
We've been a foster family for 15 years, taking care of some severely mentally ill individuals. She understands that this is a very sick person.
Oh, so she understands that it's okay for her to be victimized by this super homeless gremlin, you know, just because, you know, you guys are doing outreach work, and you taught her not to judge and just take it on the chin if they do something to you. I mean, this is insane. It's insane. But I guarantee they wouldn't give a Trump supporter this much grace. They ain't giving them folks who did the insurrection on January 6th this much grace, but they're giving this super homeless gremlin on demon time all the grace in the world. You can't make this stuff up.
I'm a psychiatric nurse. I also work with that population. This is a problem that we as a society have.
That population, doesn't that sound a little bigoted in and of itself?
Have to look at and figure out what's next, because this is just going to continue to get worse.
A GoFundMe campaign has been set up to help Kyli pay for medical expenses. You can find that link on our website, ktla.com. The family.
And my thing is, although it's a horrible thing that's happened to her, because we know that they're probably going to continue to be enablers when it comes to these super gremlins, I would not advise you guys to donate to this GoFundMe. I know that sometimes I'll be shouting people's GoFundMe out, but when it comes to these leftists, man, it's just like, bro, y'all are the ones who are creating this issue, you know, continuing to vote in these policies that, quite frankly, just it leaves the people out to dry. That's the best way I can explain it. So it's like, do you really deserve money for a GoFundMe? Not really, bro. Get your bag up.
Stresses that any money collected that is not needed for Kyli's medical expenses will be donated to mental health organizations.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
This unprovoked attack sends an innocent victim to the hospital, and it was all caught by surveillance cameras. The attack happened in North Hollywood in the middle of the day when police say a homeless man stabbed a woman in the head with a pair of scissors.
It is the latest in a string of unprovoked attacks involving the homeless. Sandra Mitchell has more details.
This is a busy area, especially during the day. A lot of people out walking, but the shop owners we talked with say they've also noticed more homeless in the area lately, but they say they've never seen them be aggressive or violent like this. A 22-year-old woman stumbles into the street. She's startled, but just...
They must not watch the news, because we've seen plenty of examples of these super gremlins getting violent, for sure. Okay, we've seen plenty of examples.
Doesn't realize yet she's been stabbed. The scissors still in her head.
When she walked in,
I know y'all still remember Breonna Kupfer, right? I mean, this is a very similar situation. I mean, he didn't go all the way with it, but it could have been. It really could have.
She was calm, and when she understand, I guess, that she got stabbed, that's when she started to get like panicking and like seeing the blood going.
Gregory Badrian was working in a nearby restaurant when the victim came in.
She said some guy stabbed me outside. She was still fine. She was able to talk and everything.
The suspect and the attack caught on camera. It was Monday about 11:30 in the morning on Lankershim Boulevard near Hatteras Street in North Hollywood.
She started like fell down. That's when we helped her with napkins, ice and everything, and try to stop the bleeding.
That stabbing happened exactly 1 week after another brutal, unprovoked attack. An 82-year-old man stabbed while eating inside a Mar Vista Taco Bell.
There's no such thing as a dangerous and safe. You just have to be aware of your surroundings.
Be aware of your surroundings, even when you're eating in a fast food restaurant. I mean, Jesus. I mean, if that isn't like, him saying there's no solutions, I don't know what is.
And 1 week before that, a Studio City man attacked outside his home. He was hospitalized after a homeless man beat him with a metal pole. In Monday's North Hollywood attack, police have arrested 30-year-old Jonathan Cole. He's been booked for attempted murder and 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Police say after stabbing the 22-year-old, he got into a confrontation with the couple at a nearby bus stop and threw a jar at them. LAPD says that attack also was random and unprovoked. The suspected attacker still in jail tonight, being held on more than $3 million bail. In North Hollywood, I'm Sandra Mitchell, KTLA 5 News.
A homeless man is taken into custody for the string of crimes.
The victim attacked with those scissors is recovering after being hospitalized earlier this week.
This is the latest apparently unprovoked attack on an innocent victim by a homeless person in recent months. Phil Schuman, he's live in North Hollywood, talking to a Good Samaritan who helped the victim survive. Phil.
Well, how many times have we reported stories like this, 11:30 in the morning?
A lot. And that's what I was saying. Like, they were saying, oh, well, homeless people aren't that violent and whatever. And it's like, bruh, even I've reported on a lot of these stories.
The woman walking down the sidewalk on Monday when, as you mentioned, an unprovoked attack apparently by a homeless man. It was captured on a security camera from a business across the street.
Watch the video carefully. We've blown it up. The victim, a woman, just walking down the street left of the screen, a brief encounter with the suspect, who apparently stabs her in the head with scissors just as that cement truck goes by.
I called emergency right away. The emergency arrived really fast.
Gregory Badrian called 911 after the victim collapsed in front of his restaurant.
So she was sitting right here in the corner, and she was sitting over here. And then the guy from the restaurant, he was trying to help too, the customer. And then we brought her some ice, and I was calling to 911, and she was sick. She actually called to her mom too. And yeah, it was strange because she was able to talk and everything. She was understanding what's going on.
After another incident here in Lancashire with the same suspect throwing things at people, Good Samaritans chased him down and held him for police.
They're walking around all day trying to get inside the stores.
None of this a surprise to Judy Reynosa, who runs a beauty salon on the same block.
One time, a lady, she completely got naked right here at my store. Naked completely. So yeah, and that's...
Is anybody helping?
We call the cops and they don't show up.
There are so many incidents. Just this week, Fox 11 reported on an elderly man in a wheelchair stabbed inside a Taco Bell in Mar Vista by a man believed to be homeless. He's still out there. Of course, in the mayor's race in Los Angeles, Rick Caruso versus Karen Bass, homelessness, crime, perhaps the two biggest issues, and they go hand in hand, as Greg Badrian knows firsthand.
It's a really big problem, and this is not a first situation that I heard happening over here around. So I heard there's a guy, he got stabbed back in the building behind our restaurant.
So many stories everywhere you go, Marla and Christine. The victim in this case, a 22-year-old woman, name not yet released, said to be recovering. The homeless man, 30-year-old, identified as Jonathan Cole, been charged by the district attorney with attempted murder because of apparently past incidents. His bail is more than $3 million. So again, it's a story we've been reporting over and over again on Fox 11. It doesn't seem it matters what part of the city you're in. Sometimes you just don't feel like it's safe to live.
They everywhere, man.
Literally walk down the sidewalk. Live in North Hollywood, I'm Phil Schuman, Fox 11 News.
We're talking
gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot. By the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.